Greetings, travelers. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Cynthia. I do some Genshin videos here and there. And if you are returning, then welcome back. I completed part of Sigewinne's story quest a couple of days ago, and today I want to try and finish it. We'll see if I finish it. It could be 3 parts, which would be kind of unfortunate, delaying it until after 4.8's release. That would just be disappointing for myself. Like, I took so long to do it, but hopefully we can try and finish it today. So, yeah, where we left off, we were paying a visit to the Fortress of Meripede. Well, we had met Sigewinne on the street, and she had been reviewing some beauty product. We went back to the Fortress of Meripede to help her out with increasing the potency or like efficiency of this product. And then we discovered that there's this weird like identity swapping, face melting, face swapping shenanigans going on, and people were trying to escape. So yeah, we kind of left off at like, all right, we need to get to the Fontaine Research Institute, and then I was just like, all right, see you guys later. So hopefully today we can finish it. And I think she's in the middle of a voice line, so.
But it's just as important to take care of your mind.
Thank you, Sigewinne. All right, I was taking some pictures up here, so that's why I'm over here. I finished my daily stuff for today, so already done my dailies and such. So let's teleport and continue on. Alrighty.
Greetings. Sorry to impose, but I'm afraid we're here on urgent business, and we're gonna need you to cooperate.
The Marsh is a phantom. Let me guess, you're investigating some more illegal research?
When, like, you see the Traveler, Paimon, Amara, Shosei, Phantom, and Sigewinne all in the same place. That's quite the squad that walks in, right?
Not this time, no. We're looking for a researcher. Do you know where we might find Mr. Rawat?
Yes, Rawat.
Oh yeah, Mr. Handsome, right?
Mr. Handsome. Oh. This also sounds like Alejandro Sub. Why does every NPC sound like him? Anyway. So I guess background, if you haven't seen the last video, which you probably should watch it before you watch this one. I'll hopefully have like a little time card in the right hand corner for you to click on and watch the first one. But Mr. Rawat was the person who made this beauty product that Sigewinne was testing, but then we also heard he was giving it to people at the Fortress of Meripede or something like that. So kind of a suspicious fellow, and apparently he's supposed to be handsome. He just looks like an NPC to me, but he has green hair, I guess. That's great.
He actually doesn't work on site here very often. There's a handful of researchers in the nearby area who know him pretty well, though. You can see what they know.
I guess it doesn't sound like Alejandro Sub. My bad.
Just a handful? Paimon figured he'd be the most popular guy around.
Because he's handsome, I guess.
Well, I guess you could say he's popular, at least on a superficial level. He's blessed with good looks, so he tends to make a good first impression on people. But in all his time here at the Fontaine Research Institute, I don't think he's ever had a single deep conversation about his research with his peers. That's no way to make real friends around here.
So, is he all about looks? Like, kind of a shallow guy? We'll see. He's sus, though. Sus.
That's so weird. He definitely didn't come across like a recluse at that product promotion. Oh, I don't find that weird at all. He definitely didn't strike me as the kind of guy who's good at making friends. Really? Paimon couldn't tell. Must be a Melusine perception thing.
Okay, we should talk with his acquaintances, but we also need to check the Research Institute for any clues. Let's split up. It'll save us some time.
Sure thing. We'll go ask around among the other researchers with Sigewinne. Paimon's suddenly kind of curious to know what everyone really thinks of him.
Also, I did turn up the volume of what you guys will be able to hear from the game. I didn't turn up the in-game volume, just like when I'm recording this, I'm turning up the volume for what's coming through for you guys that's not my voice. Because when I went back and rewatched part of what I recorded last time, the game seemed a little bit quiet in comparison to my voice, so hopefully it should be a little better. I didn't turn it up a whole lot. I didn't want to blast your ears with both sounds of my voice and also the sounds of the game. Alright, let's talk to this gal. Audrey? Audrey. Sorry.
Excuse us, are you Audrey?
Oh, they're just calling her Audrey.
That's me. What is it?
I like her
Are
eye
you close
color.
friends with Rawat?
You know.
We're trying to find out where he is.
Twins.
Close friends? You mean because I told him I had feelings for him once? I doubt I'm the first or last at the Institute to make that mistake. Why would you single me out as a close friend?
Gagged. I'm gagged. Wow.
I should have known, really. Men like him, they just enjoy being surrounded by fawning women. They're not interested in a serious relationship.
So he is kinda shallow.
Okay.
Paimon's like, didn't
We
ask.
were just kind of wondering if you might know where we can find him.
Why would I know where he's at? I barely know him, and he probably doesn't even remember me.
Ugh, this is getting annoying. Shall we go ask someone else? I think she knows Rawat better than she cares to admit. If we leave now, it might be a wasted opportunity. Maybe, but we're not going to get much out of her while she's in this state, are we? She's displaying symptoms common among people in love, if that's what you mean. But I know a cure.
She knows a cure for love? Sigewinne, what on earth?
It's curable? Oh, we're still no closer to finding Mr. Rawat. Oh, by this point, he could be in grave danger.
Sigewinne's kind of manipulative too. What?
Danger. Wait, why are you looking for him again?
Sigewinne.
Oh,
Just like me,
that's
I guess. I
right,
don't
yeah.
know.
The Marshal Phantom said that he's been targeted by some pretty bad people. We need to make sure he's safe.
What? How has this happened? He seemed fine when I last saw him, and that was only a couple of days ago. Just happened to run into him, of course.
Oh, of course. And now, of course, now she's talking, right?
Oh, I see. Well, do you have any thoughts on where he might be right now?
Okay, but this is purely out of concern for his safety. If he's not at the Institute, he might be at his mother's place. I heard she raised him alone, that they had it pretty tough financially, and these days she's housebound due to illness. He makes regular trips back home to check on her.
Kaveh wannabe, except his mom isn't bound by illness. She just moved to Fontaine. Speaking of which, will we ever meet his mother? That's not even important. Okay.
Oh, okay. Do you know the address?
Nope, sorry. I
Okay.
only found out the thing about his mother because it came up in
Fine.
conversation once. I was just trying to find out more about him, so I could get to know him better. When I told him I had a crush on him, I offered to help him take care of his mother. And yeah, maybe that was a stupid idea, but did he really have to yell at me for it? It's like, fine, I can take no for an answer, but what's with the temper tantrum?
Real, honestly. She's right. He did not need to yell at her just because she suggested that.
Unbelievable.
If she's telling the truth.
These guys
You
only
know.
want to show you their charming, well-groomed exterior. They can't stand it when a few home truths shine through.
Looks like her love syndrome is flaring up again. We need to find out Mr. Rawat's mother's address. Let's check with the Marshalsea officers when we regroup. Cool, sounds like a plan.
Alright, next person on our list. I don't know who they are, but... This way?
What should the next Fanta flavor
Where should I
be?
go to apply for?
Why are they all asking questions? Shut up. Shut up. Alright. I guess this was not the most efficient way to get over to this person, but... Does that even matter? Over here. Okay. A random dude. What's his name? Antibes? Antibes? Antibe? Antibe?
Hey there, are you in Teeb?
Antibes.
What do you want?
We're here to ask about Rawat. Any idea where he might be? We were told you were pretty close with him.
Close? Not sure that's the word I'd use.
Sorry.
He wouldn't even let me use
Pop
his
my
patent.
knuckles. What?
Huh?
This is patent. What?
It's been a good few days since I last saw him. I don't know where he's at. Go ask someone else.
Would the patent in question happen to be related to the new skincare product he developed?
Yeah, kinda. Butterfly dew, or whatever he calls it. I heard he made a tidy sum off of that one.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Keep going.
Most of the other researchers here focus on mechanics, energy, stuff like that. I get why he wouldn't be interested in having anything to do with them. But I'm studying coatings. There's a huge overlap in our areas of research. Why would he refuse to work with me? I bought his product once and noticed it contains a unique substance that might have applications in coatings too. If it worked out, I could probably make as much as he's making. Don't get me wrong. I had no intention of plagiarizing his work.
He just
I was
wants
hoping
the
to get
money.
official permission to use his findings in my own research.
Money.
Followed the proper procedure. It was all above board. I would have had to pay him a license fee and everything. But despite that, he turned me down not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's like he's vehemently opposed to the idea of anyone else making the kind of money he does.
I mean, once you ask twice and they say no, I don't get the point of asking a third time. But, you know, whatever.
Huh. So is Rawat antisocial, or is this guy just jealous?
Maybe both of the above.
Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get any info about Rawat's whereabouts from him. Let's go. Wait, 1 second. Mr. Antibes, next time you go shopping, you should buy some Buell fruits. Peel the skin, steep in water, then drink. It'll help calm your mood.
Can you do that with orange peels, since Buell fruits are kind of like oranges? Peel the skin, steep in water, then drink. I don't really want to do that, though.
Huh? Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, you could tell he was kind of grumpy or, like, stressed. Alright, so the last person is... Where are they exactly? We'll climb up this wall real quick. It says they're down.
Don't slip and fall.
Ah, okay. Okay, down here. Whee! Bertram. I can say that name. I know what that says.
Sorry to bother you, sir, but are you Bertram?
Who's asking?
Just some concerned citizens helping out the Marechaussee Phantom with an investigation. We'd like to ask you about Rawat's whereabouts, if that's okay. We're told the two of you are pretty close.
Not anymore, we're not. Turns out we don't see eye to eye.
Oh yeah? What happened?
The thing about us researchers is, most of us do what we do for some sort of higher purpose. But not Rawat. All he cared about was how to commercialize his findings.
I mean, the Antibes guy also sounded like he just wanted money. Like, maybe that wasn't his only purpose, but he was like, if I could use the product he used, I could make just as much money. So I don't think you're all of you are so high and mighty.
He won't even let you work with him unless you sign a confidentiality agreement first.
It's kind of weird, actually.
Also, he has better control over who gets which intellectual property rights. How are you supposed to get any meaningful research done working with a guy like that?
Signs a non-disclosure agreement, like, but you can't talk about this to everyone he meets.
Now that I've got my own technical solution for my compressor, I don't need to work with him anymore.
So that's what Rawat is really like. We'd still like to know where to find him. Is that something you can help us with?
Wait, you're... Yeah, I know you. You're the head nurse at the Fortress of Meropede. Alright, then I'm happy to help you if I can. I respect the work you do. Medicine serves the highest purpose of all the sciences.
Wow, turns out Sigewinne's got some real clout.
Is clout a word they would know into that? Like, I do think it's kind of funny that this game mixes modern lingo with their, like, sort of medieval, like, almost technological, like, they have some technology in Fontaine, but, like, nearly medieval world, and they say stuff like clout. And, like, Gaming says stuff like dope. Anyway.
Thing is, I have no real way of knowing where he might be. I stopped working with him 2 months ago, and I've barely seen him since. But if you want my advice, I'd say go talk to the peddlers. There's a few he meets with every other day or so. Maybe they know where he's at.
Alrighty.
Peddlers?
Yeah, back when I was working with him, I noticed he met with them quite often. Wouldn't surprise me if they were involved in some shady business together, because it seemed like they went out of their way to avoid discussing anything in my presence. The
That
little
is
I
kind of
overheard was
sus.
about manufacturing and selling pharmaceutical drugs. Like I said, he's all about the money.
Drugs? Doesn't he work with skincare products? Do those count as drugs?
Who knows? I never cared to find out. He's the morgue rubber, not me.
Thank you.
Okay, well.
You've given us plenty to work with.
Welcome. Goodbye, and may we both reach new heights in our scientific endeavors.
Yeah, me, the
Well,
traveler.
That's all 3 researchers. Let's head back to
Scientific
the meetup point.
endeavors. Alright, let's go back up. I know I could use a taller character to climb faster. But might as well use Sigewinne while I'm doing her story quest. Have some fun with it. Oh. So I should go this way. I don't need those bugs anymore. I needed them for Risley, but... Yeah.
You know, Hyman started out thinking Rawat was a handsome researcher with a friendly and cheerful personality. It's such a surprise to learn that his peers have a different impression of him. So, what's your view of him now, Paimon? A handsome researcher whose difficult upbringing turned him into a profit chaser with a chip on his shoulder?
My
So
face.
your thoughts about his appearance haven't changed at all? Well, his looks are kind of a big deal. At least in Paimon's opinion. How did such a handsome guy end up being so antisocial? Even with his difficult family background, it just doesn't make any sense.
So handsome people have to be, like, outgoing? Paimon, what kind of logic is that? It does not make sense. Because I'm gorgeous and I'm No, I'm kidding. Because believe it or not, the little character in the corner is not what I actually look like. Did my mic just speak? Sorry, I am also drinking coffee at this point in time, so if you hear thuds on the desk, that's probably why. Alright, let's keep going.
You can't judge a person solely based on their appearance.
Yes,
Head
Sigewinne,
nurse.
get him.
Traveler, I assume you've spoken with the researchers. What did you find out?
You exchange the intelligence you've gathered.
Bertram mentioned Rawat's involvement with some pharmaceutical merchants. Do you know if he's registered any pharmaceutical brands?
Since he was a whistleblower on such a huge case, I ran a background check on him. I don't remember there being any brands under his name.
How strange. If he was so focused on commercializing his research and averse to sharing his technology with others, why wouldn't he have registered his own brands? Maybe he and his business partners needed to avoid public scrutiny?
You think he may have colluded with the gang? Well, the crime was manufacture and sale of drugs, and that would certainly be in his wheelhouse. We can't rule it out.
Isn't that pretty unlikely, though? He was the one who blew the whistle on them!
Yeah, I guess when I was summarizing who Rawat was from our last little session, I guess he wasn't necessarily... he was involved in that he told other people about, like, these drug sellers or whatever, drug peddlers, I don't know. So, but still, suspicious.
Most children who come to me with tooth decay have suffered pain for a long time already, but they'll still try to hide the fact that they eat too many sweets. Grown-ups and children aren't so different in that regard. If you say so.
Why do the little ones like their analogies? Like Nahida likes her little analogies, and seems like Sigewinne likes her analogies.
I saw him when he came to make his report, and I certainly didn't get the feeling that he was the type to collude with criminals. Perhaps it's more likely that they were coercing him. You mentioned that he comes from a poor family. So, it's possible that the criminals approached him asking for academic support, luring him in with the promise of riches.
Perhaps.
By the time he discovered who they really were, he was in too deep. They had leverage on him, so he was forced to keep working for them. I've seen it happen many times before.
That does make a lot of sense. definitely explain why he was so unwilling to cooperate with his fellow researchers. No wonder he's so unsociable. He must be on edge all the time with a gang of crooks breathing down his neck.
Or he's the ringleader and, you know, I'm just saying,
In that case, the situation could be worse than we thought. If Rawat was working with the escaped inmates, they're sure to know more about his whereabouts than us. Oh, there's a good chance they'll get to him before we do.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, he was last seen 2 days ago. If no one's seen him since, maybe we're too late.
2 days ago? So he went missing right after that product promotion.
That was the same day he reported the criminals, too. Not a good sign.
Don't worry, everyone. I believe we still have a chance. Since he disappeared right after blowing the whistle, it's likely that he's gone into hiding. Yeah, he must have been worried that they'd come for him.
All the more reason to find him as soon as possible. The only lead we have at the moment is his mother's house, which you mentioned earlier. Seath, think you can find the place?
Yep. When you register a brand, the Court of Fontaine requires you to provide a legal address. The one Rawat wrote down was in the outskirts of the city. That should be the place.
Okay, then there's no time to lose. Let's move.
Alright, so we have a location. Zoom out. Over here. So I'll teleport here. Collect some flowers as I go. That house up there. Isn't this the same? Let me look. I don't think so. I was about to be like, is this the same area with where, like... Oh, it might be. Where, like, what's her name lives and her grandpa? Let's get that hydrocrystal fly. Let's see, maybe I can... Earn Shaw's here.
If only I'd read that letter sooner.
I don't... No, I think it is. I just don't remember the girl's name. I just remember Caterpillar, because his name was Caterpillar. Get this butterfly. Even though I never make potions in this game, so I don't know why I collect them. Alright, here we are. Oh, I was gonna jump the fence. Not necessary.
Alright, this should be the house. I'm pretty sure this was the address.
Okay, I'll knock.
What are the names of these roads? By chance, like, what might they be? We're gone, knock several times, no one answers, but you hear a faint something, 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 you know?
Restricted mobility. Oh, it seems serious. Oh, what's the fastest way to get this door open? Break the door down?
No, I'll handle it. Let the expert deal with it. There'll be a mountain of paperwork if we damage a citizen's property.
Come on, I love kicking the door down. That's my favorite thing to do.
Calm down. Deep breaths. Remember your training. Control your strength. And... it's open.
What did she do? Maybe she just can
See,
lockpick.
Take a few people and lie in wait. Keep your eyes peeled for any activity around the house. The traveler, head nurse, and I will go inside.
Wait here, everyone. We'll be back. I hate that you can, like, go into these houses in story quests, but then you can never go back into them later. Like, same with, like, Hatham and Kave's house. Like, why are we not allowed to go into their house again? We've seen it multiple times.
Oh, there. On the bed, there's an old lady. That's gotta be Rawat's mother, right? She doesn't look like she's in any state to be answering our questions, though.
We have a lot of plants in here.
We could try, but she is very ill. We mustn't force it.
Well, doesn't look like Rawat's here. She's the only one we can talk to.
Yep. Allow me. Hello, ma'am. Might I ask if you're Rawat's mother? We're trying to locate him. Hard of hearing, perhaps. Does anyone have a picture of Rawat?
I have one here.
I'd like to show you a photo, ma'am. Is this your son? Do you know where he is?
She's really helping us out here.
Looks like this isn't gonna work.
She not gonna
all.
make it much longer.
Well, looks like we're out of leads. If Rawat's not here, things are looking very bad for him.
Is it possible he could have avoided returning here because he knew he'd be in danger?
Maybe. But if so, where do we look next? Maybe we should take another look at the Institute.
Guess so.
I suggest we all return there now. We found a good amount of useful information the first time.
Sigewinne is
Perhaps
thinking.
there's something we missed. This is our last hope.
Sorry, officer, but could I stay here for a while? This patient requires some care.
Of course. Traveler, stay with the head nurse. You're technically here as her assistant after all.
You got it.
Also, I'd like some Marechaussee members to stay as well and keep an eye on the area.
Why's that?
If Rawat knows how serious his mother's condition is, he will return.
Got it. Okay. I'll tell the squad members in hiding to stay put and keep a lookout.
Alrighty. Goodbye, Morgan.
Thanks for helping me out yet again, Traveler and Paimon. No problem. But when you say her condition is serious, do you mean... Yes, she's barely clinging on to life.
I mean, I could have told you that, and now I'm not a nurse. Not to be, like, dismissive, but...
Let me take care of a few things first. Could you pass me the towel over there? Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of flowers. I wonder if he uses these in, like, his products, and that's why he has so many.
I can tell that her family has tried a lot of different treatment methods, including some very expensive medicines. Unfortunately, her condition is so multifaceted that a recovery looks all but impossible. Sigewinne, I'm on bets being a nurse must be pretty tough at times like this. Yes, it makes me a little sad. In Melizine's eyes, a human's birth, aging, sickness, and death are as much a part of natural law as sunrise and sunset. But human medicine can defy that law to some extent. In that sense, it is a science of miracles. That is why I became fascinated with it in the first place. But it was only after I truly became a doctor that I realized miracles don't always happen. Even the greatest doctors cannot cure all diseases. Sigewinne.
Why does Traveler not look as sad? Traveler looks suspicious for some reason, like suspicious of something.
A doctor's duty is not to cure all diseases, but to treat whatever ailments they can. At the very least, I can lower her fever. That way she'll suffer less, and she might even be able to see her son.
So let's get like Sigewinne, Baiju. Do we have any other doctors? I literally can't think of any others, but that's okay. Get them together. Maybe we can cure something at some point. Surely.
Yeah. All the more reason to find Rawat as soon as possible, even if we don't catch those crooks. Oh, her fever is getting worse. Could I get some hot water? Sure, we're on the case.
Do they have water heaters in Fontaine? I mean, they have the pneumosia devices, or however it's pronounced. Always has been. Alright, look for hot water. Maybe I'll just sit in this chair. Oh. This seems to be a place where a family photo should have been. Why has the photo itself been removed? Check the cabinet. Found it. Fortunately, there's still some ready-made hot water here. How is it still hot, though? How long has it been there? This cabinet seems to have a hidden compartment. This is... The way into the underground lab is written down in the journal. From Rawat's notes. Alright, Sigewinne, look what I found. From other Sigewinne to Sigewinne.
Found the hot water? Sure did. And look what else we found. Judging by this journal, it seems like Rawat has a private lab. There's a good chance he could be there right now. We gotta go tell Officer Morgan right away. Oh, that's great news. But hold on just a moment. The wet towel is ready. I'm giving you another injection. Are you feeling better now? It's all right. We'll go bring him back. Please hang in there. Thank you.
We tried our best. We tried our best. Alright, leave for now. We gotta go find his underground lab. His secret lab. His meth lab. I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube. Drugs. This video is not marked for kids anyway. Maybe I can see. Like, you can see the hiding officers. Wait, that's so funny. I didn't actually expect them to do that. I'm gonna investigate. Okay. Let's hit this. Oh, nothing was in there. Alrighty, let's go to over here. Actually, I'll go here. They're kind of the same distance away. Alrighty. Hydro crystal fly. I will take that every day of the week. Oh. Gotta get some foul, you know? Might be running low. I don't think I am, but... Okay. Let's climb, climb, climb. It's like there are usually clockwork mecha up here that you can fight, but they are not here currently for the sake of this story quest. That's a lot of Marshose Phantoms, what? Or, yeah.
It's Officer Morgan! They're already here!
We came as soon as we heard the news. I can't believe we were so careless. The most crucial information of all was hiding right there, in that room. And we missed it.
Don't blame yourself. Right now, we need to focus on finding a way in. There's a mechanical door over here. Hopefully the instructions in Rawat's journal will help us open it.
Or one of these. One of these. I'm just gonna girl boss my way in.
It's open. Let's go in.
Yeah, girl bossing. Lumine. Alright, teleport waypoint unlocked. Let's go. I'm just gonna use this team because I'm guessing they're just gonna replace Sigewinne with my Sigewinne with their Sigewinne, which their Sigewinne is probably better built, except that she's gonna have Noblesse Oblige because for some reason this game is obsessed with giving the story characters when you get to use them Noblesse Oblige. Like, why do they have to be underpowered like that? Alright. Let's go. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure. Alright. Yep. Let me guess, she has her weapon. Yeah. I'd like to get her weapon, but also, by the time I'm playing this, I've seen the drip marketing for the new Not Long characters.
How did they get in here?
And you know, I'm gonna be saving up for Not Long characters. So, DuPont.
So they found this place too? Don't let any of them escape.
Roger.
Wibbly wobbly!
A moment, please.
Wibbly wobbly! He's trapped. There's more.
Shining stars! Don't be scared.
Don't bother they're collecting the dewdrops? Because to me they don't do anything for me, like... Oh. We are in cutscene. They have like batons. I was gonna say baseball bats.
Captain, according to our list, many of the fugitives aren't accounted for. There may be others hiding deeper inside the facility.
Ah, so these guys were just the lookout crew.
The Marashose Phantom. How did they find this place?
Odilon. He's one of the people from the prison.
Wait, it's that guard from the fortress.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm on your side. I mean, the Duke sent me. What's the matter? Some sort of mix-up?
Mr. Odilon, didn't I tell you a few days ago that you need to stop all field work until you've recovered?
Oh, she's lying to get him to expose him. She did not say that.
Well, you know, gotta help His Grace out. Share the load.
Officer Morgan, this man is an imposter. The real Mr. Odilon has no recent health issues.
Yep.
What? But
Looks like the head nurse was right about the face-swapping method. Arrest them all!
Yeah.
Stay here and keep guard. And watch the exit. If we're not back soon, call for reinforcements.
got it.
She's so lying. She loves to lie to figure out what's going on. Ooh, chest. Primo gems. Not that that will do anything for me. Do you think there's anything good here? Usually it's like 1-star artifacts. Okay, well I'll take iron chunks over 1-star artifacts. Ah! I legitimately didn't see the hole there. Oh my gosh. Alright, nothing behind me, so let's keep going. We got to find him. What's going on? Cutscene.
So many jars. Was this some sort of production facility? This scent. It's probably the ingredients used to make butterfly dew.
I think butterfly dew does something else. Some secret third thing. Who knows?
How come they're all empty? Did it sell so well that he ran out of supplies?
Those are definitely broken.
How strange. Why would Rawat choose to manufacture a popular product like that in such a difficult-to-reach location?
True, unless it was real hard drugs, you know?
Given our suspicion that he may have been coerced into the illegal drug trade, I would have thought that any production facility we find here would be used for illicit purposes.
Perhaps butterfly dew is itself an illegal drug.
Do you have any evidence for that claim?
No, just a guess. We need to find Rawat as soon as possible. He has all the answers we need.
Understood. Well, let's not linger here. Let's go. Come on.
Gotta keep looking. Walk around. What do you guys think is over here? Ooh, cabbage. Oh, what's this? Production log. Been receiving less and less of the source fluid. Is it because of the flood after all? At least we'll be able to make our scheduled release after this batch is ready. What does that mean? Okay, yeah, I don't want apprentice notes. Like, who cares? I just don't want anyone yelling at me for skipping all of these things. I don't think anyone cares.
Doesn't look like we're gonna get this door open. Let's find another way around.
Alright. I wonder if these hurt. Do you think I could fall in there? I'm not gonna try. Sometimes you're just curious. You know? You're so curious.
This one's closed too! What's with those carts and tracks? Oh, maybe it's one of those doors that opens when it senses cargo passing through. There's a loaded cart right over there. Let's bring it to the door and give it a try.
Okay. Let me see. I should probably get the cart moving. Then rotate counterclockwise. Get the cart moving again. Yeah. We are so smart. What's this? Can I get in there? Maybe later. I mean, not that a common chest is gonna get me all what I want, but oh! Oh!
Strike a pose.
Let's begin.
I don't really need the full. Oh, maybe I do. Or we'll just punch them real quick. Alright. Okay. Another one? Let's just get the cart moving then. I'm guessing we want it to go this way. Rotate clockwise. Oh. Get the cart moving. Cannot proceed. Oh. Oh. Does it not go all the way? I guess not. Here. Let's get that over there. Rotate. Alright. Then let's get this cart over here. Then rotate it counterclockwise. Push it again. Maybe this time it'll work. Maybe this cart is the key to success. It was the key to success. I'm so smart. For real. Okay, I'm not gonna check that. I don't care what's in there. It's probably just stupid artifacts again. Oh, cutscene. Alright, finished my coffee.
This room's much smaller than the others.
It's like a fish tank in here.
Judging by the implements on the table, this looks like a potion-making lab.
Head nurse, over here.
What are these chests full of?
Let's see. Huh? Rawat's clothes. Why would he change here?
How do we know they're Rawat's clothes? Does it say Rawat's clothes on them?
Perhaps they stripped him down, left the clothes behind, and disposed of him somewhere else? Yikes, Sigewinne, where did that come from?
She's like, I'm a true crime girly.
Oh, what a tragic way to go. Especially with such a bright future ahead of him.
Wait, no, let's not believe that until it's proven.
There's a path leading further on, Officer Morgan. Let's keep up the pace.
Surely we'll get to the end soon. Wait, so we came from... Oh, we came from there. I was gonna see if there's a way to get to that chest. Oh, let's read this. Experiment log. The supply of the source fluid has completely dried up. Though that means this final batch will be able to fetch a good price, finding a new way to refine the liquid might be a better use of it. No, it's too late. I wonder if there's anything else. Any other journals, I mean. I don't really care about the supplies. Okay. Nope. Alright. We keep going. We keep going. Oh, here's the chest. Yes. Come here. Why do I have to stand on this? Ah! Alright. Jumping is the way to go. Okay, let's open the door. I just have a feeling he's not a victim. I feel like Rawat's not as much of a victim as we think he is. He's too sus. He's too sus.
Shh, there's a whole bunch of people in there.
Why does this? How does this imply that Sigewinne is like taller than me? This is kind of a fun quest, though.
Are you serious? You're telling us that within a day, our faces are going to rot like
Please.
yours?
Fontanian physiology changed dramatically after that great flood, and it's not as compatible with this face-changing solution as before. The side effects are as you can see.
Interesting.
Why didn't you
Cotton.
say anything before we all used
Cotton.
it?
Look, my plan got you all out of prison, didn't it? You'd have much bigger problems to worry about right now if the Marshal say Phantom found out about your other crimes. Consider an ugly mug getting off lightly.
Kinda reminds me of Dr. Marco from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Give me a yeah if you agree.
Ugh. You're just lucky we didn't leave you in there after you disappeared on us with no warning. We only let it slide because we're former partners. And now you have the gall to pull a stunt like this?
Partners? Make no mistake, each of us is only looking out for himself. If you place too much trust in others, well, I'm afraid that's your problem. You hid things from me too. Remember how you each had a spare potion? You kept quiet about it until we planned the prison break?
Oh, and you didn't have a secret spare? Then do you want to explain how you melted your face off before all this?
Guys, that's enough. Calm down. It is what it is.
Erect.
Arguing won't change anything.
In quotes.
What's the plan, Parton? I'm assuming you brought us here for a reason?
There is no plan. We followed him here on the promise of more juice. But it turns out there ain't a drop here.
More
Besides,
juice.
What does it matter now
What's
anyway?
juice?
He already said, even if we did get our hands on more of that stuff, switching faces again solves nothing. They're still gonna meld off eventually.
I said enough arguing. Parton, tell us the plan.
The most practical solution is to continue using the potion. Keep switching to a new face before the ulcers can start forming.
Cotton. His name's just Cotton with a P. Cotton.
Are you kidding me? This stuff was hard enough to get a hold of even when we had a supply. Now you're asking us to use it like skin lotion after the flood all but wiped the supply out?
Well, there's another option. But you'll have to make a deal with me first.
Okay, now we're talking. What's the deal?
I have a document I took from that researcher that details how to make a replacement. Just give me one bottle of the undiluted fluid, and I'll get to work. What's the problem? I thought you always kept reserves. Or do you really just have one spare bottle each?
What do you think? That we were shipping them into the fortress of Meripede by the basket load?
Well then, say hello to never showing your marred faces in public again.
Ugh, I've heard enough! Get him! Let's see if that document even exists!
Halt.
Freeze! Marshal, say Phantom!
We are
What?
here.
Who let them in?
Officer Morgan, before anything else, please find out Rawat's status.
Rawat?
I don't see him. Hand over the hostage now, if you want any chance of avoiding an extension to your sentences.
You know, that's gonna be the title of the video. Rawat? More like Rawat. Playing Sigewinne Story Request Part 2.
Spare us your condescending attempts to coax us back to our cells. You think we're looking to negotiate? Rawat is dead.
Is he?
Arrest them all! Don't let anyone get away!
Fight, fight, fight! Alright, we're fighting. We're fighting. Why did they just... how do they just get these guys? These clockwork mecha...
Let's blow bubbles!
A moment, please.
I will say, having Sigewinne does allow me to go outside the... like, the space that it's in. Like, part of the issue I had with...
Strike a pose! Let's see!
with Kokomi's, you can't go outside of her jellyfish. Alright, let's punch them. We could just let, yep. Let's just let Farina's little friends handle this.
Huh. Gotta say, I never expected to see the head nurse in
You
combat.
can see an energy particle. Oh, it's gone. Oh, and you just watched everyone disappear, even though they weren't there.
Some patients respond better to a more aggressive treatment plan. Did we get everyone?
That reminds me of, like, the beginning of Spy Family when Lloyd's like, this is a special treatment plan, the concussive method. And, of course, he's lying, but, you know.
Captain, we finished the head count. Potton's missing.
He slipped away in the chaos.
Closing!
Nor. Or nor.
One group trying to arrest me, another trying to hunt me down. Good. I gotta kill two birds with one stone.
How did he get up there? There must be a secret passage somewhere. Find it!
Don't waste your energy. I already sealed it off.
How naive. We have more people outside. If we're not back out by the agreed time, they'll come to our rescue.
Well then, you'd better hope they get here in time.
We're gonna die. Poison gas.
There's some kind of gas leaking from the pipes. Oh, be careful. It's poisonous.
Y'all, I have asthma. This ain't good for my health.
This is our distribution center, where we store the product derived from our source solution. We had to use special fire prevention methods to prevent contamination. The pipe network here was designed to emit a gas for firefighting. One little modification later, and it makes an efficient death trap.
Why would you do this?
Ew.
Your partners are here too.
Sigewinne, he doesn't care about anyone but himself.
Oh, please. If they can't supply what I need, they're of no further use to me. Besides, I can't have them exposing my potential whereabouts.
My potential whereabouts.
Come on, we gotta find a way to open that door.
Go ahead, struggle in vain. Once the last of you croaks, no one will ever find me again. So long!
Are you sure you're ready to leave, Potton? You haven't changed your dressing today.
You can't cure my face, just give up.
And what if I could?
Nice try. You're just trying to stall me. Don't you worry about me. I'll find a way to cure my face once I get out of here.
The Potton voice sounds familiar. I know I talked a lot about familiar voices. His voice also sounds familiar.
Oh, I doubt it.
Don't know where.
After all, Fontanians can no longer dissolve in primordial seawater.
What the? How did you?
The key component of the face-changing potion is the fluid left behind by dissolved Fontanians. It might look like ordinary water, but it has some unique elements in it.
It's kind of creepy, what?
Before the flood, all Fontanians were oceanids, physiologically speaking. A potion made from that fluid could dissolve and reconstruct the face of a Fontanian in much the same way as hydroidolins change form. Theoretically, it could give someone any appearance they wished. But since the flood, Fontanians have become true humans. They can no longer provide the source material for this potion, nor reap its benefits.
It's kind of an interesting comparison because we know Sigewinne turned herself human so she could help humans because no one trusted Melusines. And she's talking about becoming a true human. Interesting, interesting.
Are you saying this potion is made from Fontanians dissolved with primordial seawater? Then their crimes are far worse than I thought.
How could you know all of this? No, wait. Of course! Well, well. So that's why you have a human appearance.
It also means that I have a formula you're unaware of. The air's getting thicker. It's getting hard to breathe.
Well, at least he stopped the flow, but it's still in there with us.
I might get to make a deal today after all. Alright, keep talking. How do you intend to give me the formula?
Oh, it's not a formula, but a finished product. I have a bottle of it right here.
Is she lying?
What?
A liar?
When I tried Rawat's skincare product, I noticed it had a certain special component in it. So I had my friends gather some other ingredients for me, and sure enough, a little experimenting later, I'd produced the potion. I'm guessing his skincare lotion contains the fruits of your joint research?
Huh. Impressive guesswork. Yeah, we were a supplier for some of the raw ingredients. But it only contains a tiny amount of the active ingredient. The effect is minuscule compared to the undiluted fluid.
Well, I found a way to reverse the dilution process, giving the skincare lotion a similar effect to the fluid it is derived from.
That's impossible.
If I tell you some of the ingredients, I think you can figure it out. First, you need to combine tainted hydrophantasm tissue with transoceanic pearls at a ratio of around 3 to 7.
3 to
tainted
7.
hydrophantasms and transoceanic pearls. I see. Can't believe I never thought of that.
They're just talking about ingredients.
So, can we make a deal?
Sounds good to me. There's a delivery pipeline beneath this window. Drop the potion in, and I'll release you all.
She's honestly very, like, clever. Sigewinne is very clever.
Nope, not trusting you that easily. You're like those naughty kids who try to hide their illness. Open the sluice gate first, then I'll hand you the potion.
Even if you're not bluffing, your potion won't cure my face permanently. You really think you have any leverage here? I'm not closing the valve this time. Clock's ticking.
Fine, then I'll just stand here with the potion in my hand. And when I faint from the poison, I'll drop it and it'll be destroyed.
Good grief, Sigewinne. She's so... She's so goofy, but like clever and manipulative.
Disable that sluice gate! Jam it! Don't let it close again!
That's more like it. In that case, a promise is a promise.
Put that
Head
potion.
nurse, there's too much poison gas in here. We have to leave, now!
Oh, are we gonna get our cutscene? Oh! Get out via the way you came. I guess we're just leaving? Interesting. Alright, yeah, let's get out of here. Bye. Bye-bye. I thought we were gonna get, like, one of those animated cutscenes that you usually get in a story quest. I don't think you always get one, but you usually do.
That was too close. That button is a real nasty piece of work. Oh, don't be too quick to sit down. Moving around a little will help relieve the soreness. Same goes for you, traveler. Oh, but Paimon, you should be fine, right? Flying fast is pretty tiring too, actually. Anyway, that's not important right now. Paimon's still shocked to learn that there's a whole criminal operation going on behind that skincare lotion.
She really went, actually, flying fast is pretty tiring. But yeah.
Shame I ended up giving the improved version to Potten after finally making it for you. I'll make you some more, I promise. No, please don't. Paimon doesn't want to use that stuff anymore. Still, it was a pretty good job that Paimon wanted to buy some in the first place, huh? It ended up saving everyone's lives. That's gotta count for something.
Sigewinne was the one doing the saving.
Yeah, Paimon was just kidding.
Head nurse, I've done a final head count of our team and the criminals. Everyone's here and doing fine. We're ready to escort the fugitives back to the fortress of Meripede. It's a shame that we didn't find Rawat. At this point, I'm afraid he's probably deceased.
What a horrible bunch. Especially that Potten guy. If he hadn't made good on that deal, we'd all be dead because of him. No, we wouldn't. I always keep a whole bunch of antidotes on me for emergencies. And one of them neutralizes that poison gas. We'd have been fine, even if you hadn't opened the gate.
See? She's clever.
What? Then why did you give him the potion?
If this is true, I must concur. Sorry to be blunt, but I think you made a bad decision by handing him that bottle. If he changes his appearance and flees Fontaine, it's unlikely that we'll ever find him. No matter how cooperative his accomplices are when we question them.
No, you don't understand. I gave him the potion precisely so we could be sure where he'll go next.
What do you mean?
Could you...
We gotta hurry. She won't last much longer.
She? Head to Potten's destination. Are we going back to the house? We are going back to the house. Oh, she being the mother. The mother. Oh, maybe I'll switch back to Sigewinne, you know. For the fun of it. For the immersion. I don't know if it's really immersion. Ooh, I want the crystal fly. No! No! I don't want to fight anyone. Bye-bye. I guess they didn't really want to fight me either.
Hey!
He who?
of a muscle. I might be short, but I pack a mean punch. Captain, you're just in time. While I was lying in wait, I spotted this crook snooping around, trying to find a way in. So I detained him.
Intruder.
His face.
Are you... Potton? So this is where you were heading, huh?
What?
This is how Potton looked before his face was marred. His current appearance matches the mugshot on his arrest warrant.
I see. Wait, so what's going on? Wasn't the whole point of the potion to disguise himself and escape Fontaine? Why would he change back to his original face and run right into our trap?
Why would change? There's a small grammatical error here. Hoyoverse, hire me to proofread your silly little dialogue.
Enough of this nonsense.
Anyway.
Let me in!
Doesn't matter that much.
You better pipe down. There's an old lady in there who's very sick. No way are we letting a crook like you inside.
She's like, you better pipe down! Oops, sorry, moved my mic. Like,
To heck with it. Listen to me. I'm Rawat. That's my mother in there.
He's gotta be lying, right? Rawat was a victim in all this. He was forced into it against his will. How can he and this monster be the same person?
See, that's just the theory we came up with. I thought he was suspicious the whole time.
Forced against his will. That's the funniest thing I've heard all day. Back when I was being coerced, everyone thought I was colluding of my own free will. And then when I actually became a criminal in my own right, you all suddenly thought I must be under duress. Amazing what a difference a handsome face makes.
Pretty privilege? Commentary?
Save us the speech. Explain yourself.
You want an explanation? Fine. I'll tell it how it is.
Alrighty.
When I was just Potton, the whole world treated me with contempt.
Ew. What do you want? Get away from me.
He just looks very normal,
Despise me.
but women despised me.
Collaborate? You don't look like much of a researcher to me.
My peers scorned me.
Mr. Potton, was it? I'm most interested in your research. Consider my offer carefully. I doubt you'll find other investment opportunities.
Only villains would work with me.
You want out of the game? Forget about it. Turns out, I slipped up a little. Left your picture with some Marechaussee Phantom officers. Easy mistake to make. Now they've listed you as an accomplice and drawn up an arrest warrant.
Slip up, just a slip up.
So I suggest you put any thoughts of running away to rest. If you get caught by the guards for being in the synth business, you may never see the light of day again.
Synth business. Synth business.
There was no way out for me until I could stop being Potton.
Mr. Rawat, I have something I'd like to tell you.
I became popular with women.
This new potion you developed is fascinating. Genius, in fact. Would you consider working with me? I'd be happy to sign a licensing agreement.
My peers looked up to me.
Okay, I'm very interested in your research, sir. You must no doubt have offers from countless investors. So far be it for me to ask for a full collaboration, per se. I merely wanted to express my interest. No pressure at all, naturally.
And the villains even began to fear me. Becoming Rawat showed me what a superficial world we live in. But I did not hold a grudge. After all, this superficiality could be made to work in my favor.
Is the voice actor who's doing Rawat at the beginning of the quest the same one who's Rawat / Potton? Like, are Potton and Rawat the same voice or not? Because they sound different, but they could be the same, and I'm just stupid and can't remember.
Or so I thought. But alas, the world seemed bent on finding a reason to make me despise it.
Because there's also a portion of me that just thinks this sounds different than how we sounded at the beginning, but again, I could just be mishearing.
Mother, I'm back. How are you doing?
Who are you?
I I bought the best medicine Mora could buy, but nothing would cure her illness. In the end, I hoped she'd at least be able to see her son one last time before she passed, but when everyone else rejected me, the only person who cared about me was my mother. Then, when I became a rising star in the Fontaine Research Institute, I was unrecognizable to her.
Well, yeah, because you were using that potion to make your face look different, so of course you looked different. I was unrecognizable once I changed my face to a different one. Yeah.
I have to let her see me again. Even if it means donning my own wretched, ugly face. Well, is that enough explaining for you? Now do you understand? Let me inside already!
If you'd made it like Caterpillar's face, which the eyes were so haunting, maybe. I'm like, he's not that ugly. I mean, he's NPC, but every NPC is NPC, so I'll just use my imagination. In the world of Genshin, this is ugly, I guess. Or at least in Fontaine.
Have you ever considered if you'll even be able to look your mother in the eyes after what you've done?
And she might be dead, so if you look into her eyes, she might not see you.
You found a way to completely change your identity. You could easily have escaped from them. But no, you chose to keep working with them.
Why would I want to give up on such a lucrative business? The profits were dozens of times that of the synth business, and it was all above board.
So you kept being a villain just for the money?
Sarah, don't join my world. I'm in the middle of something.
By what
Girl,
standard?
I'll reject it.
Is doing evil deeds really what makes someone a villain in your eyes? Or does it all come down to the way they look? None of you saw a villain when I was wearing my other face, did you?
No, but we also didn't know you were a villain at the time. But this does feel like a pretty privilege, like, sort of quest. Like, this quest is kind of talking about that, like, if you look good and you do bad things, people assume you're being coerced into doing the bad things and not that you are actually responsible. Like, they try to take away that responsibility. Interesting commentary, I will say.
You have no right to judge me! You're all just fake people living in a hypocritical world! I regret nothing! My mother would understand!
Fake people. The sky is fake, the people are fake. What's next?
You're a villain to the core, but especially that tongue. Honestly, I don't see a villain when I look at your current face either.
Don't humor me. You don't seem surprised by my confession in the least. How long have you known the truth?
I didn't know anything for sure until you chose to take that potion bottle and spare our lives. But if you're asking when I started suspecting you, it was the first time you came to see me at the infirmary. I had to confirm my suspicions. That's why I chose to join this investigation.
Are you kidding me? A young, promising researcher and a wretched criminal? What on earth gave you the idea that they could be one and the same person?
The Melusines have the perception power, the powers of super perception.
Well, there were no visual clues. This potion's face-changing effects are very powerful. Even as a Melusine, I couldn't see through the disguise.
Well, yeah, I forgot about that.
But I believe I understand humanity a little better than most of my kind. Humans have certain fundamental qualities that do not change with their appearance.
True, like mannerisms and ways of speaking stay the same even if you were to change your face.
Fundamental qualities, huh? So you think you're the one who's seen through me, do you? Most people probably don't know this, but I think I can guess what your deal is. Melusine constitutions are very close to that of water, so it stands to reason that the potion should work on them too. You used it yourself, didn't you? That's why you have a human appearance.
Sigewinne? Yes, you're right.
I'll bet it was back in the days when Melusines were discriminated against because of their appearance. It was either carry on living in the gutters as part of an alien race cast out by humanity, or become the head nurse of the fortress of Meripede, revered by all. Not a hard choice to make. It's a no-brainer. So you see, You and I were the same. And I'm the one who saw through you!
So I guess the implication is she also used this same mixture to make her appearance change, like back then. Or like the witch gave it to her. So she was probably also using, like, dissolved Fontanian remains. Ew, this is just creepy. Like, I understand why she did it. Just the process or like the ingredient is just creepy. Like, that's just creepy. Anyway, let's keep going.
It's not important right now. You came here to see your mother, didn't you? Well, I can grant you your wish.
Huh?
Head nurse, I'm not sure that's a good idea in his current state.
Don't worry. Back in the warehouse when I traded the potion for our lives, I was doing it to test him. He was willing to risk sacrificing his only chance of escaping capture by opening the gate in exchange for the potion. Also, he could see his mother again. If nothing else, his concern for his mother is genuine.
Alright.
I see.
So before you arrest him, please allow him to see his mother one last time. The Traveler and I will accompany him. You have nothing to worry about.
All right. I understand.
You get to see your mother one last time. I could talk to them, but I think I'm just gonna go inside. Unless, is Sigewinne already inside? Actually, let's pick these carrots real quick. Let's steal from his dying mother, and then we'll go talk to him. Yes, So Ponton is his real name. Rawat was a made-up name. Rawat?
Mom? It's me, Ponton. Your son. You recognize me now, don't you? Mom, what's wrong?
I'm sorry, but I have some bad news. I examined your mother last time we were here, and it appears that due to her prolonged fever, she's lost her eyesight.
What?
Your appearance no longer has any bearing on her ability to recognize you. But there are always other ways to remind our loved ones who we are. Wouldn't you say?
No, it can't be. Please, Mom, open your eyes. It's me, your son, Ponton.
Aw, the music.
If you really can't see my face, then here, take my hand. Tell me you feel your son's hand. I've done so much to get to this point. Please, you have to recognize me. No.
The temperature of his palm must have changed. I'm sorry. It seems I couldn't bring him back to you after all. It's you. Thank you. Of course.
Did she just die?
Mom, why will you answer her and not me? Why?
No more questions, Ponton. She's gone.
Mom?
I'm sorry to say this, Ponton, but you and I are not the same.
Is this really the time, Sigewinne? Ponton is eventually taken away by members of the Marchese Phantom. A day passes in a flash. I could read that one, but that's because it's loading, so it's on there for longer. I think we're almost done. That is sad. But I also don't really care about him or his mom. Alright. Take a look around the court of Fontaine. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go look. We're back to where we started,
The
eh?
wait is over, everyone! The sale of our new skincare product, Romaritime Essence, will now begin.
Another skincare promotion! And it's selling as fast as last time. Wonder what people would think if they knew what was in the last batch. Oh, Sigewinne's here too! Hey, Sigewinne!
Once again.
Oh, Traveler Paimon, hello! Oh, I hope you two got a good rest yesterday after all your hard work. Of course! Nurse's orders, right? Anyway, are you here to take notes for your next article?
Actually, I'm mostly here to help Officer Morgan wrap up yesterday's case.
Ah, that reminds Paimon. That stuff sold like crazy, didn't it? Is it gonna cause huge problems?
Nope, there's nothing to worry about. Unless modified, Butterfly Dew is an excellent skincare product that's completely safe to use.
It just has dissolved Fontanians in it.
Besides, officers have already retrieved all Butterfly Dew purchased on the market.
Oh, okay.
Now it's just a matter of disposal. After consulting Monsieur Nervulette, I came up with a way to neutralize any harmful effects, so it'll evaporate naturally without polluting water or soil.
Wow, it's Sigewinne to the rescue again!
Thank you for serving as our consultant, head nurse. All the butterfly dew we recovered has been disposed of, according to your instructions.
Great! Good job, everyone!
Good job, everyone.
Also, you mentioned you wanted a copy of Rawat's interrogation records. Well, technically, Potten's records. Anyway, I have them with me. After he saw his mother for the last time,
Skip.
It was like all his
The last
mental
word. Oh, well.
defenses came crashing down. He put up no resistance during the interrogation and answered all our questions. We learned a lot.
Well, he probably just didn't really care. Like, he was probably doing what he did because he wanted to help his mom. Now that his mom's dead, it's like he kind of has no one else to help anymore. Like, no reason to keep doing this, so...
Apparently, the formula was something he discovered by chance while helping the criminal gang produce synth. Later,
synth.
he came up with the idea to dilute it and use the resulting substance as a skincare product. Their supplier was Vache. But you could also argue that they were the ones doing him a favor. His operation helped Vache's gang dispose of an enormous amount of evidence. It made for a seamless collaboration. One man's trash was another man's treasure, and there were no loose ends. It's no wonder we never noticed what Potten's gang was up to.
Yeah.
Again, huh? Is there still no end to the harm he caused?
He caused a lot of harm, that's
Make
why.
no mistake. The crimes of Vache and his accomplices will come to an end. It's only a matter of time.
I mean,
Since the
he's
flood cut
gone
off their supply
anyway.
of primordial seawater, they've been forced to resort to riskier methods, like using their private reserve to attack people on the street. Naturally, those attempts all ended in failure. After receiving numerous reports, we were able to zero in on the gang and eventually round them up.
That sounds more like it.
Put them back where they belong.
Based on what he told us in his confession, we pretty much had him backed into a corner, even though he made a point of distancing himself from the gang while disguised as Rawat. He tried to throw us off his tail by reporting his accomplices, giving him enough time to transform back into Potten and see his mother one last time. But there was one thing he hadn't anticipated. Even though Potten had been missing for a long time, we were very much still on the lookout for him. So, the moment he appeared in public after changing back to his original appearance, we caught him.
So he tried this once before, huh? Guess he really did want his mother to see him again. But in the end...
Looking at the interrogation records, it seems like he spent the first sum of money he earned as Rawat on his mother's treatment.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, he did all this so he could help his mom, but then once his mom passed away, it's like, well, might as well confess to everything because he has no reason to do this anymore.
Yes, which is why I suspect that his initial motive for using the potion was not personal greed, but a desire to become somebody who had the power to save her. Even so, he went too far.
True.
In the end, he got what he deserved.
I understand. Thank you for bringing me these records.
Why did you want them anyway?
Potten was one of my patients, so I need to put together a medical file for him. My teacher always stressed that a person's life experiences are just as important to their file as their medical history.
Why are you still treating him like your patient? Isn't he kind of beyond redemption now?
Well, that may be true, but a patient is a patient, regardless of the choices that bring them to my care.
And, like, she works in the Fortress of Meripede, so she's treating probably pretty nasty people on the daily. She just has to say, well, these people are ill, these people are sick, these people have a condition, and I just need to help them, even if they have done terrible things. Which is an admirable trait to have.
One last thing, head nurse. Please keep everything you know about this potion a secret. It would be for the best if most of Fontaine knows nothing of its existence. I know my fellow officers and I will be able to sleep easier if that's the case.
Watch me go around saying, hey guys, Butterfly do had dissolved Fontainians in it. Isn't that fun? I wouldn't do that, but...
Of course. Not to worry.
Thank you for understanding. I'll take my leave then.
So, Sigewinne, did you really use that potion yourself? Why do you sound so surprised, Paimon? I told you all about it. It was quite a while ago now. You mean that story about the witch and the potion? So it was really, actually, genuinely a true story?
I mean, I feel like the only part that's up for debate is, like, who the witch is. Which I'm like, could be someone from, like, the Hexen Circle, even. You know? You just never know.
Yes, it really, actually, genuinely was. But...
the process of making that potion.
I know. There are some secrets I can't tell anyone about. But considering everything we've been through together, I know I can trust you with them. Before I tell you, though, could you follow me somewhere? I want to pay my respects to an old friend. Of course!
Alright. This is probably going to be like the end, right? The truth of what was. Alright, where are we going? All the way over here. Interesting. So I'm guessing this is near the end. This video will be a little longer than the other one because of where I guess I left off last time and now. But, you know, at least it'll only be 2 parts and not 3 parts. It's really pretty at sunset. Like, look at those colors in the sky. I would go all the way up, but I also don't want to look weird for doing that. Alright. But I like how purple the sky is at sunset in this game. Whoa. Huh? Who are these people? Who are these sillies? Who are they? Oh, it's nighttime.
Oh, Nervalette and Risley, they're here too!
Good to see you, Traveler. Paimon. I trust all has been going well for you.
Big news, everyone. The Udex is out of his office on important business.
Why is he? He's like immediately like, let me make fun of him.
Is that genuinely something people would consider big news?
Why wouldn't they? Important business is a big deal.
Ah, yes, you're
big
quite
deal.
Right. When someone you care about requires emotional support, being there for them at the right time and place is of the utmost importance.
That's not what Risley meant. That's not what he meant, but okay.
After reading the Maréchal Phantom's reports, I had a feeling a trip here might be in order.
Take note. That, my friends, is how Monsieur Nervalette shows that he cares. We're both here for the same purpose, actually. To accompany Sigewinne as she pays her respects to her late teacher.
So the old friend she mentioned was her teacher then? The witch? Oh, sorry. Paimon didn't mean to be rude. It's only because Sigewinne calls her that all the time, so...
I doubt she considers that title to be offensive, Paimon. Don't worry.
Indeed. In fact, I believe Sigewinne would take it as a sign of affection. She has spoken of this doctor on many occasions, and it sounds like she was a truly generous individual.
Yeah.
In those days, many people harbored prejudices against Melusines. She was the only teacher willing to take Sigewinne on as a student.
That is very kind of her.
It's really nice of you two to be here for Sigewinne. Guess you guys really look out for your younger colleagues, huh?
Younger colleague? Well, that might be true for the Udex, but I'm not sure I can say the same. Sigewinne served a sentence in the fortress of Meripede hundreds of years ago, and after she did her time, she decided to stick around. She's been an integral part of our administration ever since. Strictly speaking, the head nurse has been around longer than most people in the fortress, myself included. Pretty sure that makes me the younger colleague.
It's like, I do know Melusines lived for quite a long time.
She served a sentence?
She committed a crime?
Yes. Long before I became Udex, there was an ancient law in Fontaine that prohibited any attempt to transform another species into a human.
Oh, so I was like, what crime?
Initially, I and most researchers believed this law to have been imposed due to ethical concerns. But now, it seems more likely that the law was nothing more than an insurance policy, a way for Egeria to ensure that her people would remain insulated from the truth, thus enabling them to lead more straightforward, happier lives.
So they wouldn't know they came from Oceanids.
Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Sigewinne had her reasons for choosing to obtain a human form, but the act was nonetheless in clear violation of the law.
Could you tell us a little bit more about what happened back then?
Certainly. Sigewinne does not object to her close friends learning about her history. In fact, I first learned of it myself because she confessed the truth to me of her own volition.
She's kind of a complicated character, isn't she? Like,
even with their daughter so ill, they kicked you out? Stubborn as always. And prejudice isn't a disease I can cure either. Shame that I don't have the energy to get over there. You're laughable, you old witch. You want to save everyone in Fontaine, but you can't even save the patient before you.
Master, what are you?
I discovered a strange disease, one I suspect that every Fontanian suffers from. But without witnesses or proof, no one will believe me. I had no choice but to experiment on myself to find a cure, but I hit a wall. And as you can see, it took a wretched toll on me.
On the right side of her face, you can see some of that marking.
Then I'll find a cure for you, and then you can go cure her.
There's no need. I am beyond saving now. There's nothing you can do.
But, Master...
As I said before, a doctor's duty is to treat whatever ailments they can.
I know, but they don't trust me at all.
That girl. She's your first ever patient, isn't she? Tell me, what cost are you willing to bear to see her cured?
I'll do whatever it takes.
Even if it means breaking the law and being punished for it?
As long as I don't hurt anyone. Yes.
She'll only be potentially hurting herself. Did she say the process was painful? I don't know if she did.
Spoken like a true student of mine. Then I shall make one more final gamble. And see my experiment through to its end. Leave me for now, and come back in 2 hours. If I am able to work this miracle, then I will have found a way to save all Fontanians, and I shall be able to help you treat that girl. If not, then it means there is one more disease in this world that I cannot treat. In that case, do not come looking for me.
She was talking about Fontanians being able to be dissolved in the primordial water, right? Like that disease. A way to cure that. But the flood ended up curing that somehow, you know?
I will leave you a parting gift. An accidental discovery happened upon through my study of this strange disease. It has little use, but it will at least help you cure this one patient you can reach.
When Sigewinne returned, the miracle had not occurred. She found a potion bottle and a note on the table. After using the potion as instructed, she gained her current form, breaking Fontaine's law in the process. And after I had confirmed the veracity of the events, I gave my verdict.
So that's what happened.
Her teacher sacrificed herself and left the potion behind.
I fear Sigewinne only understood the full story after the truth about the dissolution of Fontanians was uncovered. When I reflected on all this with that knowledge in hand, I felt a deep sense of regret. As I use the law to uphold justice, there are times when I cannot help but acknowledge its ruthlessness.
It's true.
After the final details of the events surrounding Sigewinne's transformation came to light, I checked several sources and, thankfully, The legal code does not require Sigewinne to shoulder any additional punishment.
That is good.
Wonder how she feels about all this.
Since she invited you here, I imagine she intends to speak of these matters with you, no?
Guess go talk to her. I'll talk to them first, because I was like hearing what they say.
On behalf of the Maréchaussée Phantom, I would like to once again thank the Fortress of Meripede for your assistance in the response to yesterday's prison break.
Our head nurse and the traveler in Paimon did most of the heavy lifting, I would say.
Sigewinne seems to be in good spirits. I trust work hasn't been too hard on her lately?
Well, she might be the only permanent medical staff in the fortress, but there's plenty of people with medical knowledge willing to help her out.
That is good.
I'm most relieved to hear it.
The way you're asking after her well-being makes you sound like a concerned parent.
He kind of is a dad to all the Melazines, right?
Well, I won't lie. I've always seen myself that way.
Showing your age a bit there, don't you think?
Oh my gosh.
Indeed.
Actually, I often forget just how much older I am than you.
Well,
why is
while
that so
we're
funny
on
to
the
me?
topic, what did you do before getting this job anyway? Spend all day swimming in the sea from east to west and then north to south?
Yes, and from the surface to the ocean floor on occasion.
That is so funny.
Impressive.
What is this conversation?
Apologies, that was merely an attempt at humor. You can disregard what I said.
What is this?
That's impossible, I'm afraid. My imagination's already running wild.
What is... Oh my gosh, what the heck is this conversation? Alright, let's go talk to Sigewinne. Hopefully we're getting close to the end here, so... It's going a little longer than I anticipated, but that's okay.
You're here. The old friend I mentioned was my teacher. When she passed, her body was nowhere to be found. All that's left of her is an empty tomb. And even that's deep underwater now. Sigewinne, the witch who gave you the magic potion, she was your teacher, wasn't she? Sounds like Monsieur Nervillette filled you in. After learning the truth, it must have been hard to process, huh? Well, to be honest, after I realized what really happened that night, my first thought was that it kind of made sense. It seemed exactly like the sort of thing she would do.
I'm kind of stupid. I was like, how did she sacrifice herself? She literally turned herself into the potion. I am so stupid. I don't know why I didn't realize that at first. I read that dialogue option and was like, I don't know what that means. But it's really sad, honestly, to know that someone does that kind of thing for you.
But she was planning to sacrifice herself and never told you. That's just who she was. If lying is what it took to get a kid to take their medicine, then that's what she'd do.
Truly great doctor.
Alright, but why did you turn yourself in? I broke the law, simple as that. My teacher made her choice, and I made mine. True. It's just the way Potton framed it when he was asking you all those questions, it made Paimon really mad. You're not like him at all, and everything Nervillette said confirms that. And yet, you were still convicted and thrown in prison. It just feels so unfair.
But it is sort of the thing where just because you break the law and no one gets hurt except yourself, like, you still broke the law. Because he's like, it's hard to understand how that it's so brutal and so ruthless sometimes, but it's like, I think Sigewinne herself is even at peace with the fact, like, yeah, I broke the law, I know that, like, it was my choice, and I'm going to suffer the consequences for that.
Unfair? I happen to think just the opposite. If I hadn't served that time, I'm not sure I would have been able to stay strong when he was questioning me. What makes you say that? I knew you'd be curious. Let me tell you a story.
Another story, huh? There's a lot of stories.
The verdict came down. This Melazine is guilty. The Udex defended the authority of Fontaine law, but he did not confiscate the Melazine's medical kit. And so, the Fortress of Meripede gained a new little doctor. She still wore her hood and raincoat, even though it never rained in the fortress. Perhaps thanks to her human appearance, no one refused her treatment. She treated more and more patients, and her sentence grew ever shorter. Finally, The people of the fortress could not live without her. And though her sentence ended, she did not leave them either. Then one day, she received an invitation from the outside world. The location seemed familiar, and when she arrived, an old lady was waiting for her. She saw right through the Melazine's disguise, but didn't reveal it. Instead, she asked a question.
Tell me, why do you think you gained the respect of so many people, despite being a Melazine?
Because I look like a human?
It's been 50 years, Sigewinne, and you haven't aged a day. I think everyone knows you are not human. I finally found you, after all these years. I still remember, you know. It was you who saved me that night.
She's the friend, the girl.
How? I was no longer a Melazine by then.
Does it really matter if you're human or Melazine? I remembered the warmth of your palm.
That's why she said that.
It's quite unmistakable. And you know what? It hasn't changed one bit. You don't have to hide anymore, Sigewinne. These days, everyone wants to make friends with Melazines. And I think that it's all because of you. I'm sorry I couldn't say this until now, but thank you, Dr. Melazine.
That was sweet.
Now that's an ending Paimon can get behind.
Me too.
After hearing everything Paten said, I wanted to tell him that it didn't matter who he looked like on the outside. But it was too late. The warmth in his palm had already disappeared. I tried to treat him, but the roots of his problem had nothing to do with his face.
No need to feel too bad for him.
I understand. Thanks, you two. I appreciate you being here for me while I talk this through. Oh, it's nothing. Our pleasure. Oh, there's one more reason I invited you here. It's about time I finally give you what I promised. In order to restore the appearances of the face-swapping victims, the Marechaussee Phantom gave me special permission to make a few bottles of that potion. And I made one extra just for you two. We don't need it though. Shouldn't we destroy it? Well, even if you chose to destroy it, I still thought I should give it to you first. You two did so much for me. How could I break my promise? Well, fair enough, but anyway, Paimon's definitely not interested in this stuff anymore. Still, if this is the very last bottle in all of Teyvat, getting rid of it would feel like kind of a waste. Maybe we can give it a special meaning somehow. Oh, Paimon's got it! Melazine physiology wasn't affected by the Great Flood, right? So that means the potion should have a permanent effect on you. In that case, what do you say, Sigewinne? Ever thought about transforming back to the way you used to look?
That'd be wild if, like, after you play the story quest, like, this won't happen, of course, that she won't accept, but after you play the story quest, she changes it to, like, a different appearance. That'd be wild.
After all, from a Melazine point of view, Paimon bets Melazines look the cutest of all.
Paimon.
Paimon, after everything, do you really think it matters whether I'm Melazine or a human? Well, what was Paimon thinking? You made up your mind a long time ago. Yeah, let's just destroy this thing. Leave it to me.
Oh, sweet. Look at the bottle, though. Oh, that's pretty. The warmth of lies. Aw. That was nice. Okay, let's talk to her real quick, just so we can have a nice conclusion. Are Presley and Rawat still around? Probably not.
I'd like to stay here with my teacher for a little longer.
Alrighty. well guys, that was the end of Sigewinne's story quest. We'll just sit here and have them look at each other for a bit. Just gotta say, I liked it. It was nice to see that it was about Sigewinne herself and, like, doing stuff with her instead of just an NPC. So, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you so choose, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!